guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really interesting video for you guys. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 10 secrets that nobody tells you about being a YouTuber. So before we get started, I do want to say a few things. First of all, this video was inspired by Luca Whitaker. She made a video like this a while back and I thought it was so interesting and I kind of just wanted to do my own take on this. Second of all, I am a tiny bit sick, so if my voice sounds really annoying, that's why. And third, I did want to get your guys' input on something. So lately I've been struggling with getting videos up every single week just because I want to give you guys the best content possible, but sometimes I just don't have enough time in the week to do that. So I'm gonna put a poll right here. I want to know if you guys would rather see uploads from me every week but just not as good content, or if you would rather see videos from me like a little bit less often, but when I do upload it's really good content and stuff that I genuinely can put time and effort into, and just videos that I really enjoy. So please answer the poll right there. It would really help me out. And last, I just want to say that there are a lot of pros and cons to having a YouTube channel. You guys probably see more of the pros. You guys aren't seeing like all of the behind the scenes stuff. You guys are seeing the finished product that has been perfected. But I just want you guys to know how blessed and grateful I am for this channel, and don't think that I'm just like complaining, because that's not what I'm trying to do. My main goal for this video is just to give you guys a little bit of like an inside look at having a channel, and just to kind of get out the message that YouTubers' lives are not perfect. So with all that being said, let's just get into the video. I just have a bunch of things written down on my phone and there's really no particular order. I was gonna try to rank them, but I couldn't really decide what was like most or least important. So the first one I have written down is coming up with ideas. This is a lot more difficult than you might think. YouTubers have to come up with original and creative content every week, and if they don't, then their channel won't really succeed as much. It kind of sucks because there's a lot of like basic videos that you can do, like basically just video ideas that are not original at all. They're not creative, they're just things that everybody does. For example, like a morning routine or something. That's not really original, but it's like one of the most popular videos on YouTube. Like routine videos are very popular, and I know that a lot of people really enjoy watching them. So if I make a routine video, it's just because I know you guys will like it, but I know that it's just not very original or creative. So it can be really difficult to think of new ideas that people haven't done before. The next thing I have written down is the YouTube algorithm. It is so unpredictable. You never really know what video is going to blow up and what video is just gonna not do well at all. I do know though that the YouTube algorithm does favor YouTubers who upload consistently. So YouTubers who upload on the same day every week are probably more likely to get recommended to people than someone who just uploads like really inconsistently, just not very often. So the next thing is sponsorships. I know a lot of people don't really understand how they work. Basically, I'll get an email from a company and they'll be saying that they want to work with me, or they maybe want to send me some products or something, or they want to sponsor one of my videos, and sometimes there may be like a contract you need to sign, and the company will give you like a certain like list of things to say. So if it ever sounds scripted, it's because it almost is. Now keep in mind that a lot of YouTubers, including myself, don't work with companies that they don't believe in. At least I hope not. I hope they're not just doing it for the money. I will only work with a company if I actually enjoy their product and believe in the company. So I'm never gonna lie to you guys about whether I like a product or not just for the paycheck. So even though they are in a way telling me what to say, I always make sure that like I agree with it, if that makes sense. All right, now the next one I want to talk about is my school life. It has changed a lot since I started my channel, and I wasn't really expecting it to, just because I wasn't really expecting my channel to grow this much. Some people do kind of treat me differently because I have a channel, which does suck. Not everybody does. A lot of people are surprisingly really cool about it. The majority of people at my school are just so supportive, which I just really appreciate, but a lot of times I do have to deal with just like frustrating like jokes and stuff. You guys have no idea how many times I have to pretend to laugh at jokes made about YouTube daily. Some of them are completely just like lighthearted and it's just like whatever, but some of them can be a little bit too much, or it's just like almost like borderline mean, even though people don't really have the intention of being mean. People make jokes about me being famous, which I'm not. I don't consider myself to be famous even a little bit. People always be like, oh Kenna, you should vlog this right now. Just certain things that people will say about my channel can get kind of annoying just because I've heard it a ridiculous amount of times. It's almost like people just stop seeing me as a human being and they just see me as like a YouTuber, you know? It's kind of hard to explain, but I just get treated differently sometimes. And like there's people that have started like being friends with me that weren't friends with me before I had my channel, and you kind of just have to watch out. You just don't know people's intentions sometimes, but I will say for the most part people have been amazing about it, so I'm really grateful for that. The next thing I want to talk about is just assumptions that people make. A lot of people will assume that I'm stuck up just because I have a channel. If you know me in person, I really hope you know that I'm not stuck up. People just assume a lot of stuff about your life just because you put it on the internet. Just because I have a channel and I share my life with you guys doesn't mean that you necessarily know me. In a way you do, but when you think about it, there's over 10,000 minutes in a week and you guys are seeing about 10 to 15 minutes of my life. So in a way you guys do know me, and I want you guys to feel like I'm your friend, but at the same time people start to assume things about me when they haven't really like taken the time to get to know me, if that makes sense. This kind of brings me to my next point, which is money. First of all, I just want to make it clear that I am so blessed to have this YouTube channel. I feel like the money aspect of it is a huge blessing and I'm so grateful for it. My parents and I have been able to put the majority of the money I've made into savings, and that just gives me so much peace of mind. I know that when I get out of high school, I have money to kind of fall back on, and just being able to start saving my money now as a 17-year-old, it just gives me like so much relief. Now, I always get nervous talking about money on my channel or just with people in general when it comes to YouTube, because I don't want it to come across as me like bragging, and I don't want people to see me in a different way. That's another thing. People really like to assume my financial situation, which can get really frustrating. And again, that's something that people like make jokes about sometimes, and they just assume that I make a lot of money just because I'm a YouTuber. There's just a lot of ignorant people and ignorant comments that they'll make. For example, at the end of homecoming week, I was wearing my dress and someone literally said to me, and I quote, "With all that YouTube money, you couldn't afford to buy a better dress." I didn't even know what to say to that. I was just kind of shocked that someone actually had the audacity to say that to me. I try to distance myself from people like that just because that's not okay. You don't say that to someone. You never assume someone's financial situation. And that was also kind of like two hits in one. Like, first he basically said my dress looks cheap, and second he really had to bring up the whole YouTube money thing. Like, you just don't do that. So the money side of it is like a huge blessing, obviously, but people do react to it in certain ways, some better than others. So that's just something that I've kind of learned how to deal with. I also do want to say really quickly that another thing that kind of has to do with money, I wrote down passion equals paycheck. So basically what I'm saying is a lot of people start a YouTube channel just because they think they're gonna make money off of it. That's not usually the case. If you don't actually genuinely enjoy it, you're probably not gonna have very much success. But if you do have a passion for YouTube, that means that you'll probably be consistent, you'll actually put time and effort into your videos and just have really good content, which leads to success, which leads to a paycheck. Like, I personally didn't think that I would grow this much. When I first started my channel in the beginning of 2019, my goal for the end of the year was to have 1,000 subscribers, and it is October 11th and we're over 200,000 now, which is so crazy. Thank you guys so much for that. I just never would have expected this to happen, and I still wanted to have a YouTube channel and to keep up with it. So if you're just in it for the popularity or the fame or the money, then I hate to break it to you, but it probably won't work out. So the next thing, I wrote down 3 words: pressure, stress, and anxiety. I feel like as a YouTuber, you just feel so much pressure to be perfect because thousands of people are watching your videos and judging you and forming opinions on you when they don't even know you. And it can be really stressful. I feel so much pressure to upload every week, and when I don't, it really does take a toll on me and I feel guilty, even though whenever I'm taking a break, it's for my mental health. I don't think that people really realize how difficult maintaining a channel really is, which brings me to my next point, which is it's very time consuming. It takes so much time to even prepare for a video. Just coming up with ideas and planning out the video and getting everything ready for the video takes so much time, and that's before you've even started filming. Then once you start filming, that takes a while too, and then there's editing. Editing is probably the thing that's the most time consuming, and you really can't rush it. If you want the video to turn out good, you really have to take your time editing, or else it won't look good. I remember my very favorite video that I've ever made on this channel is my thrift flip video, and I spent so long working on that video. It took me probably about 2 weeks to completely finish, and I'd say it was completely worth it because I love how that video turned out. I remember actually the night before I uploaded it, at about 11 o'clock that night, it was completely finished and ready to upload, but I stayed up until 5 a.m. that night just adding like little finishing touches and stuff and just cute little details to it and just absolutely like perfecting it so that I would love it. And I did that completely voluntarily. Like I said, the video was finished. It was good enough to upload, but I spent 6 extra hours just making it like aesthetically pleasing and just fun to watch, and I loved doing it. Like, it was so fun for me. I didn't want to go to bed. I wanted to just keep editing all night. So my point is, it's extremely time consuming if you want your videos to look good, and if you really care about your content, then you really have to spend a lot of time on it. And that's something that not a lot of people realize about having a YouTube channel. So the next thing I want to talk about makes me so happy, and that is meeting you guys. Now, this is so crazy to say, but I've probably met at least like 20 of you guys, like in public, and that's insane because I don't consider myself to be like super well known or anything, and I've met a lot of you guys, so like I can't even imagine what it's like for like big YouTubers. That must be so crazy. And every single experience I've had with you guys has been amazing. Like, whether it's just someone stopping me and being like, hey, like I watch your videos, I love them, or them like coming up to me and giving me a hug and taking a picture with me, like every experience has just been so crazy, and I never thought this would happen to me ever. It's just so cool to be able to see you guys in real life, and it's just so rewarding because I see that people actually like my channel. I just remember this summer I met Aspen Ovard, and I just felt so shy and so awkward, and just like approaching her, it was really hard. And like every time I think about that experience, I just kind of cringe a little bit just because I like forgot what I even said to her. I kind of just blacked out for a minute. I talked to her for a minute and asked for a picture, and she was super nice. It was me that made it awkward and not good, but it's just so funny that now that type of thing is happening to me. Like, obviously on a smaller scale, because like I'm not comparing myself to Aspen Ovard, but you guys get what I'm saying. I've been in your shoes before, and now it's just so crazy that people are getting excited to meet me. Like, I don't feel worthy of that. So yeah, if you ever see me in public, please don't be afraid to say hi. I will be so excited to meet you. If I have any pictures, I'll insert them right here. I'm not sure if I do because all of them were taken on other people's phones, but I'll show you guys the ones that I do have. And the very last thing that I wanted to talk about was balancing everything. So YouTubers have to balance like school, their social life, and YouTube, and it gets really hard. It is my senior year, so there's a lot of things that I haven't wanted to miss out on. So Fridays and Saturdays are usually when I have the most time to edit and film and stuff. It's currently a Friday right now, but Fridays and Saturdays are also the days where I get to hang out with my friends, especially just because it's my senior year. I don't want to sacrifice things that I might never get the opportunity to do again. And then school this year is taking up a lot of time. A lot of my classes are way more time consuming than I expected them to be, and so balancing those 3 main things has been really difficult. You guys have probably noticed that since the beginning of the school year started, and I haven't been uploading as much, so it does get really difficult at times, which is something that I feel like not a lot of people think about when they think about YouTubers. Like I said before, people don't really take it seriously. Like, I feel like YouTube is kind of seen as like a joke, but there's just so much time and effort and work that goes into having a YouTube channel, and that's something that I wish more people understood. So I think that is about everything that I wanted to say. Some of these things were negative, some of these things were positive, but I don't want you guys to think that I'm like complaining about having a channel, because trust me, I am fully aware of how fortunate I am to have this and to have you guys supporting me. This is gonna sound really dramatic, but YouTube really has changed my life. I feel like I've grown so much since I first started my channel, and having a channel and a creative outlet has made me so much happier, and just having all of you guys makes it a million times better, and it makes it all worth it. So, you know, not to get sappy, but like, thank you guys so much, really from the bottom of my heart, for all of the opportunities that you've given me and just the crazy experiences that I've had that I wouldn't get to have without you guys. So yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to say. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you learned something. If you stayed up until this point, comment a camera emoji. Also, don't forget to answer the poll. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
my world.